Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know by now I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're looking at a lens. Now, I've purchased this lens before actually, and I purchased it for my Sony E-mount bodies, the APS-C E-mount bodies, but I've now purchased it for the Micro Four Thirds bodies that I have. And I've got the Panasonic G9, the G100, the Olympus, the M5 III, and I've got coming tomorrow the GH5 Mark II. And what I purchased was the fantastic Sigma 56mm lens. Now, I put a link up here somewhere, no, it's up here, isn't it, to the review I done of the 56mm with the Sony E-mount. So I'm not going to go over too much of the same thing, but it's basically a prime lens on Micro Four Thirds. This 56mm lens equates to 112mm, so it is actually quite a telephoto lens. But because it goes down to f1.4, I was really eager, I don't know why I was, but I was really eager to see what the bokeh was like on Micro Four Thirds at f1.4, both in video and in stills. And I killed two birds with one stone, to coin a phrase, because I wanted to see how good the new AF is on the Panasonic, the new 2.4 firmware update on the Panasonic G9. So I've done both. And this is the lens fitted to the Panasonic G9. It isn't optically stabilized, but that's not really a problem on Micro Four Thirds because you've got really good image stabilization in the bodies, particularly well, all of them. The EM5 Mark III is phenomenal, the G9 is phenomenal, the GH5, etc, etc. And it really fits nice with this G9. I get confused with these body names with the G9 because the grip on the G9 is fantastic and the lens is pin sharp. It's a gorgeous lens and phenomenal value for money. If you're looking for prime lenses for either the Micro Four Thirds, Sony E-mount, the Canon M-mount, EF-M mount, and I think there's another mount. I think they do. I know they do the 30mm in the L mount, but I think they do the 56mm in the L mount. But yeah, great lens. Focus is great. Focus is really quick, really fast, and it's really accurate. And I'm really pleased to say that also the face and eye detect, both animal and human, is really, really efficient with the new firmware update on the G9 using the Sigma 56mm lens. It's got a lovely focus ring. I don't use manual focus, but if you were a manual focuser, it is by wire, focus by wire, so it'll just keep turning and turning and turning. So you'll never be able to get a repeat focus if you're doing rack focusing or whatever for video. But yeah, nice and compact. I'll put the weight of the lens in the video somewhere so you know how heavy the lens is. But if you look at the results, and that's what's important, isn't it, at the end of the day. I mean, it's not how pretty the lens is. It isn't really, there's no aperture ring on it. There's no autofocus, manual focus switches on the lens. It's a really sleek design in the sense of nothing to get in the way of, you know, using the lens. The lens hood is fine. It's just, you know, plastic, fantastic lens hood. Does the jobby. But the results are great. Now, I've been using Capture One. I downloaded the 12 and I purchased it. I will put a link in the description so you can download the trial version of Capture One. I highly recommend that you do. It's a great bit of software. It's great to get to all your functions, your metadata. I'm loving this particular bit of software. I'm really glad that I've purchased it. But let's have a look at this. Let's take one quick example here. Let's have a look at Molly. Now, you know, the eye detect is working great, even with cat's eyes. Look how sharp that is. Now, I mean, that is so sharp. That's, you know, that is phenomenal. Rather than you go by what you're seeing here on the, you know, on YouTube, have a look at the images on my Flickr page. I leave a link in the description so you can actually browse my Flickr page and you see them there. The compression isn't anywhere near as bad as what it is on YouTube, and you get a much better idea how, you know, how they are. We can easily see, I think I've edited this one a little bit. Yeah, look, see, that's how it came out of camera. But with RAW that comes off Micro Four Thirds, it's phenomenal. You can, you know, the dynamic range is completely fine. Look, I've been able to bring back, look at the shadows, how dark they are. I've been able to bring back the shadows without any problems whatsoever. So it's interesting that people do, you know, slate Micro Four Thirds. There's no need to. Low light, yeah, okay, you could have an issue, but that wasn't exactly strong lighting at all. That was quite poor lighting there, and they've come out fine. You can blow up the prints really large, so don't have an issue with Micro Four Thirds. It's a good format. It's a really, really good format, and this lens is so strong. It's such a you know, strong lens. It's a lovely lens. Great results. If you look at, you know, his eyes, look, I mean, wow, you know, jumps out the screen. That eye is jumping out the screen. You know, it's phenomenal. So yeah, great. I mean, wow. You know, and even the bokeh with Micro Four Thirds, because a lot of this is shot at 1.4, the bokeh is great. The bokeh is fine, both for stills and for video. Actually, I'll drop a clip in because I've done some filming a little earlier with the this combination. I was filming a different video actually about the Fuji XS10, or was it the XF14 lens? I'm not sure, one or the other, maybe both. But have a look at that. Have a look at this clip that I'm putting in. I won't put the audio in, but you can see this clip with my voiceover. You can see, you know, how lovely the bokeh is with the 56mm lens. As it's about 112mm. Well, it isn't about, it is in full frame terms, it's 112mm. So you get a great you know, depth of field there, and it's a great portrait lens. You can get some great portraits with Micro Four Thirds, and look at the size of it. And that's on a reasonably bulky camera for Micro Four Thirds, and it's still looking awesome, isn't it? It's not too heavy at all. You can carry around that, no problem whatsoever. So yeah, I can highly recommend the 56mm f1.4 Sigma lens with Micro Four Thirds now, and also with the Sony EMAX, because obviously that's what I had it with. They don't make this as in the full frame range. It's a DC DN lens, which I think DC stands for digital something or other, or is it, I don't know, but it's not a full frame lens. It's a APS-C crop sensor lens and the Micro Four Thirds lens, and you know, it's great. So, you know, I think it's weather sealed. No, I can't see any weather sealing gaskets on there. I will check that to see if it is weather sealed, but yeah, beautifully made lens, great lens, and as I say, represents phenomenal value for money. So there we go. That's my quick overview of the Sigma 56mm f1.4 lens for Micro Four Thirds. I haven't used it on the other Micro Four Thirds bodies yet. I've purely used it on the G9. But yeah, great for video and great for photographs. There we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the like button if you do like the content of this video and all my videos. That would be fantastic. Helps me grow, you know, helps me grow the channel. Really appreciate that. And if you feel like buying me a coffee, or in my case a cup of tea, there'll be a link in the description where you can treat me to a coffee. That'd be fantastic as well. That helps keep the channel going. Really appreciate that. So thanks very much for all your inputs, and thanks for everything. And I say, download the trial version of Capture One. It's not the cheapest software by any means, but it is a great bit of software. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers for now. Bye.